All right, another beautiful morning at the Pioneer Cabin. Happy 4th of July. So we're framing the deck right now. Nothing fancy about this, just a basic frame job with 2x6s. So we're gonna have a nice 4-foot deck off the front, be able to sit on, cut some nice posts out of the local spruce trees, make it look nice. We're gonna cover it up with plywood and stain it. Off the front, we're going to have posts going out. It's actually going to hang over the front in accordance with the upper logs, where the rafters are going to hang over about 5 feet off the front. And we're probably going to, that porch existed before, kind of see where the old mound is, and covered over a California cooler. That's that big sonnet tube that goes down into the frost layer where they used to keep their meat cold and or fish or whatever they harvested out here. Pretty awesome. And so the front deck going into the entryway is going to be slightly higher than the deck that I'm framing right now. So we'll have one step down to get onto this lower level deck, and then we'll probably drop some stairs off the other end to walk down to the fire pit. All right, Pioneer porch is done. That was quick and easy. So this high spot will eventually overlap to sort of be, I guess, what we're probably planning is a screened-in porch, at least a screened-in entryway. So the bugs don't get in to the front door. It just gives them a little bit of a buffer for people to get in the door without the bugs getting the same opportunity. And this drops down about 10 inches to go to the main deck, which is basically just hanging right off the logs that we put underneath the building. So it worked out pretty good. I tapered it down towards the lake a little bit so it's not completely level. That will keep the rainwater from backing up to the cabin. It'll actually drain off the front. We'll treat this with some copper brown, which is below ground treatment, but it's really good sealer and all-weather decking stain for any exposed areas, especially under snowpack. It's essential. So looking good. We're completely out of spikes, so headed back this 4th of July 2020 to spend some time at the lodge, have some beer, hang out with the staff and the guests, and enjoy it. And we'll be back here probably within the week. Just need to, Saunders going into town to Home Depot to restock on spikes and lag bolts and a bunch of other things, stain. And then we'll come back here and start laying logs, more logs across the top once we have a couple able bodies to help. Right now, this able body doesn't have much left in it, so I'm dragging today. A good time to go back for some R&R, but it was a great trip, very productive and beautiful weather. Okay, so we call this the Eagle's Perch Cabin. This is just up on a point, up a short trail. We're maybe about 200 yards from the Pioneer Cabin. This cabin was actually initially a wing off the back side of the Pioneer Cabin that when we bought the property it was completely disconnected. It fell off its foundation. And so we had to take it apart log for log like we're doing in the Pioneer Cabin right now, and we moved the logs up here to this scenic point overlooking the lake, restacked them, framed a new roof on it, and so this is one of the guest cabins, if you will, or extra cabins for people to stay in. Turned out really well, and we're going to put a wraparound deck on this side, and there's a small, we just call it a moose pond. It's a little inlet that is connected to the main lake that wraps around here on the south side of the cabin. And once we kill out some of the, or knock out some of the beetle kill spruce that's blocking the view, it's going to be a nice view off of this side where we'll add another picture window. And this will be a couple's cabin with a view. We're going to put a screen porch on the front here and be able to sit out on the deck in the evening, have a glass of wine. And then the Pioneer Cabin is basically going to be like a lodge. But beautiful view of the mountains. You can see all the way across. And again, a little bit of logging work still to do. Should open up the views quite a bit once these trees are out of the way. This is our foot trail between the Eagle's Perch Cabin and the Pioneer Cabin. And the entire trail here is lined with blueberry bushes, and They're just starting to come out now. They were green a week ago, now they're just starting to take on their blue color. Not quite ripe yet, but pretty close. There you go. So it's about as easy as you can get for fruit on your cereal in the morning. You just walk out here every day and pick a handful. Okay, we're back at the Pioneer cabin. Sandra and Griff are back in action. D Rizzle and the G unit. So we're pulling these 18-foot logs out of the woods. These are the roof trusses that we started last week. And continuing to strip the bark off and then stack them. That'll be basically our second story, if you will. And we've got a bundle of the rafters back at the lodge that Dave milled up. We got good footage of that as well. And looks like tomorrow afternoon we'll have a heli drop, picking those up at the lodge and then bringing them out here to the Pioneer cabin. Once we get these logs, these braced across the top of the walls, then we'll lag the rafters on, be good to go. Made all of the miter cuts at the lodge before we came up here, just to make things quick and easy, and then we'll just need probably a couple extra guys up here to help stand them up. We're almost there. It's getting exciting to get this in the dry. It's been a lot of work. Parts of it has been fun, some of it's been painful, but overall we've had great weather and couldn't get any better here in mid-July. It's actually still early July, July 9th, 2020.